everybody, Shadowbox here with more Air Hauler 2. I believe we're on episode 9 now, which is awesome, because our company is really coming along. I've been doing quite a bit off camera because I've had so many episodes recorded, but I figured I've made enough progress now where I kind of have to make another video. So, actually, as I'm speaking, episode 3 is uploading, so you can get a sense of how far ahead I am right now. I kind of want to slow down on Air Hauler and get caught up in some other series just because I want there to be more interaction than there currently is with Air Hauler. I only want to be like 1 or 2 episodes ahead of you guys, not 6. So, anyway, our company is coming along very nicely. As you can see, we have $709,000 in the bank. I've actually already spent like $100,000 today. I turned it on and had like $800,000. So, what have we got? We got a whole bunch of jobs that I've gone and accepted. Blake Johnson, our senior first officer, is almost finished. He's on the last leg of this $20,000 contract. And then he's going to be turning around and doing a $13,000 contract for seafood up to Holland. So that's short. So we'll be getting another $30,000 in profit from Blake Johnson today. And then what I am doing today, and we're not going to see it all on camera, I am doing this tools trip from Toledo down to Louisville. And it is going to take 3 trips to get this, but it's a $50,000 payday. And right now I do have on one of the return legs, I'll be taking some books back up to Toledo for an extra $5,000 there. And then what we have for Isaac Little is cosmetics and Blu-ray players. And he's doing the cosmetics right now. That might seem kind of counterintuitive because the Blu-ray players are right here. But I figured cosmetics, he comes down here. He's already on the east side of Ohio, so it's as close as he's going to get to this Waynesburg here. So I'm going to take cosmetics back up to Toledo for a $9,000 payday. Then it's just a short hop from Toledo back to Cleveland. And then he'll be going from Cleveland all the way up here to Midlands. So yeah, we'll be getting another $17,000 out of Isaac Little today. And Isaac Little is going to be getting a plane upgrade soon. He's been in that Cherokee for quite a while. I want to upgrade my plane to a turbine Duke just because I think it'd be more fun to fly even though it has a lesser cargo capacity. And then I'll give Isaac my Duke B60 and move that Cherokee into my personal fleet. So, we do actually have 2 new pilots and 2 new aircraft. I'm not sure. No, I definitely did record the passenger route being set up, but I had to fire Sean Newitt because literally every flight he would break the plane to the point where the insurance on the Grand Caravan got up to $15,000 a month. I was like, nope, Sean, you're fired. On his last flight, he took the Grand Caravan from 100% condition to 72%. It said, in his pilot log, it said, landing attempt was suicidal, extreme damage. And he's had several horrible landings. He's caused the company a lot of loss. So, he's gone. And we've replaced him with Lily York. And if we look at our operations, we have Lily York is, I hired her because she was already qualified on the Grand Caravan, so she can immediately pick up the routes, and hopefully she'll do a better job than Sean did. We also have Kent's Calais, which I did rename to Kent after my subscriber D Kent. Also, checked out your channel, buddy. You have some pretty good videos. Like him a lot. So yeah, Kent is training. He is our junior second officer, and he is training on the Grand Caravan because I got another Grand Caravan. And this one is in cargo configuration, and this is going to be what Kent is flying. Now this one is leased, so Kent will be flying this one, and we will be, once we're there, we'll have a pretty decent fleet where we're going to be focusing on paying off our leases and paying off the loan before we really move on to anything else, and I can do that mostly off camera. In fact, we could probably pay off the loan on my Duke B60 right now, though I don't think we have enough to. Both of the Grand Caravans are leased, and my Duke B60 has a loan out on it. So I think we could repay the loan on my aircraft real quick. So why don't we do that? If we go to, Marketplace, Loans and Banking. I don't want to borrow a loan, no. But I can take out to a $3 million loan, that's good. So let's go, where is it? Under Company Information, Finance. Yes. Yes? Loans, there we go. Alright, so I have $301,000 to repay with a $5,000 settlement fee. Settlement fee? Settlement fee. Good grief. Alright, and let's repay, clear the loan. There we go. The loan is settled. The aircraft is now fully ours. We still have $400,000, so that's not bad. And then we are going to focus on, I'm probably going to, once Isaac is done with his routes and I'm done with my routes and we're all in Toledo again, I probably will transfer this Duke to Isaac and I'll take out a lease on a turbine Duke and then we'll focus on paying off the leases. Actually, I wonder how that works. Can we buy out, buy out the lease. $1.2 million. And then how about this one that we've already had for a while? Same price because we haven't had it for a month yet. So it's going to be a little while before we can buy out the Grand Caravan. So maybe I'll just wait and buy my Turbine Duke outright, and then we'll just focus on the leases for the Grand Caravans as our next step. That sounds like a good plan to me. Anyway, let's get to flying. Alright guys, here we are in the sim. Simulator is of course Flight Simulator X, the Steam edition. And weather is being provided by Active Sky. This is the live weather in Toledo right now. And yeah, we're here in our Duke B60 by Real Air. We've got about 1,500 pounds of cargo on board and a 75% fuel load. So according to FSX, we're actually 300 and something pounds over fuel, or overweight. So this might be kind of interesting, but we're going to try it anyway. So let's go ahead and get our electronics on. Oops. I'm just going to pause TrackIR while I'm doing this. TrackIR is great for flying, but really views are, like preset views are better for setting up the cockpit. Alright, we're going to go in GPS mode today. Before we contact ATC, let's get the weather. Alright, and then we want 125.6. Alright, so now we need to get the engine started, obviously. Alright, there's engine number 1 started. I had the beacon on. Don't know what you're talking about. Definitely had that on the whole time. There's an engine 2. Alright, navigation and taxi lights on. Though we don't really need the taxi lights. It's fine. What was our squawk? Oh, we already got it. Okay. And now wind's coming out from 8-7. So that's going to put us closest to runway 4. Alright, track IR coming on. Oh wait, no, let's set our altitude really quick. We're cleared up to 12,000 initially. Alright, track IR's coming on. Release the parking brake. Nope, it was not released, or it was not even engaged. That's a little concerning. Though I guess you wouldn't have the parking brake engaged when the aircraft is tied down. But though I do love this airplane, it doesn't have the tie-down options like the A2A aircraft do. I really hope A2A makes a twin-engine plane. I really, really hope. I would love the crap out of that airplane if they did. I thought about buying a Milviz Cessna, but I mean, I've got this. I don't really need another twin-engine general aviation airplane. Oh, I'm going the wrong way for runway 4. Whoops. Nothing to see here. Definitely not just, doing a full 360 in the middle of the tarmac. Good thing this airport doesn't have a control tower. Alright, let's put in a notch of flaps. This is runway 32. Derp, derp, derp. You'd think I would know this airport by now. Alright, here we are at runway 4. About time. So we'll get everything clicked over. Alright, and that's us configured for takeoff, so let's go ahead. We are going to be departing to the south. Approach seems clear. Haven't heard anyone on the radio, so let's get going. I am going to let the engines run up, considering we are 300 pounds overweight apparently. plane's eager to get up off the ground. There we go. Actually, had it trimmed a little too aggressively. I wasn't confident we'd be able to lift off without stalling when the plane wanted to lift off. Alright. No problems. We're gonna keep building speed up to about 140 knots, and then we'll retract our flaps and get climbing a little better. I'll go and pull in the flaps. And bring back our power. It's about climb power. And get our fuel boosts off. Prop sync can come on, and cowl flaps can go to half. It's not too terribly warm today. It's only about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. I think with a high of 76. It's 10 in the morning, 10:30 in the morning, so definitely still cool. Alright, and let's contact departure. Oh, got some wind here. Let me get this plane trimmed a little better. There we go. Alright, not a cloud in the sky. Well, some out there to the north or west. Was that west? Yeah, that's west. Beautiful day. Should be out kayaking. But I don't have anyone to go with. Alright, so I hope you guys are enjoying the Air Hauler series. It's definitely been a while since I've committed to doing an FSX series, and I'm really enjoying it. Kind of glad that or disappointed that I ever stopped, honestly. Fantastic. I really need to get FTX Global. Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, we are getting into some weather, and we have just gotten our approach assignment. So if we pull up the ATC chat really quick, we can take a look at that. Alright, so we are to turn right on a heading of 185. No, left heading 185. That threw me for a loop there for a second. .185. Did we get a descent? order. We did not get a descend order. Alright, and we are expecting vectors to GPS runway 29 approach. So if we go into here, actually let me pull in the map for active sky really quick, so you can see what we're flying into here. This is gonna be fun. Oh yeah, there's gonna be weather right over the airport. This is gonna be great. Wind 9 knots at 250. Visibility 4 miles, and it looks like the ceiling is 1,500 feet, with broken clouds at 800 feet. So yeah, this should be interesting. And we can do a GPS approach by going to Procedures, select Approach, GPS runway 29. You can see there's no ILS for 29, which is unfortunate because that would make things a lot easier. Transitioning by vectors. Alright, there's our descent instruction. Oops. And let's go down at 1,000 feet a minute and pull back on the throttle. Jump down to our pressurization. And we're going to set that to 1,000 feet a minute. Alright, we do have our cowl flaps open still, and our cylinder head temperature is just hanging into the acceptable area. We need it to be under 225, and it's at 200, thereabouts. So we'll leave our cowl flaps in the half open position. And what's our total distance from... We're still 84 miles from our airport. Well, that's alright. Let's take a look outside. Yeah, these clouds look fun, don't they? It's a good thing we're flying IFR, not VFR. Though I wish our runway had an ILS approach. That would make things a heck of a lot easier. And once he tells us to go on final, what we can do is go to Procedures and then activate approach. Like that. We can probably even do activate vectors to final. Vectors to final laying. Yep. And that should put us, if I can find our airport. Here we go. So we'll be coming in this way. And then that's our missed approach hold right there. Alright, we have an estimated time of 18 minutes. That doesn't seem right for 68 miles. With a ground speed of 220? I mean, maybe, I guess. We shall see. We should be at our 8,000 feet in about 6 minutes or so. So I'll bring you guys back if something interesting happens. Or maybe I'll just sit here and let you experience the full approach with me. Now, so E3 finished up a week or two ago. I think it was just last week. some good looking games coming out. Of course, Flight Sim Expo also last week. I'm recording this on like June 20th, so this is all still recent stuff for me. But I'm looking forward to Battlefield 5 and Fallout 76, which if it's basically The Division but with Fallout, I would be okay with that. Of course, better than The Division. It would have to be better than The Division, let's just be honest. And I keep on thinking about upgrading my simulator to P3D. But honestly, it's $200 just to get P3D. So I don't know if I want to spend that money. Because then I'd have to buy all the add-ons too. I might start it and it'd be a slow process. And maybe we could do our next Air Hauler series in P3D. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into what add-ons there are for P3D V4, which add-ons I have that could transfer, and stuff like that. Because Real Air is not in business anymore. So there's no prepared V4 version of this aircraft. I'm hoping that there's a way to get it working in prepared version 4 because, as I've said many times, this is one of my favorite aircraft of all time and is definitely my favorite general aviation aircraft. It'd be a major letdown if I couldn't fly this in prepared. I know PMDG licenses do not transfer, so my PMDG 737 would not transfer to prepared. I'm hoping the Airsoft licenses do transfer, because I have the Airsoft Twin Otter, which we'll be getting to in this series, and I have the A318, A319, A320, and A321. So if those licenses don't transfer over to prepared, that would be a huge loss. I don't think the Carenado planes I have, I don't think their licenses transfer over to prepared. A2A, they don't transfer over to prepared. I don't know. It would be expensive. Active Sky does not transfer over to prepared. Maybe if I contact customer services, I'd be able to get a discount for prepared, since I've already purchased the FSX product. I don't know. But the thing was, prepared version 4 is now a 64-bit application. So it's the same kind of architecture as X-Plane, which means it's way more stable in FSX, and the lighting is just a lot better. I mean, prepared is better than FSX, it is. The question is, do I want to spend money like that? And right now, the answer is no. That doesn't mean I won't change my mind in the future, though. But I haven't had really any issues with FSX Steam. I haven't had any crashes, out of memory errors, stuff like that. And I think it's because I don't go super overboard with my sim. Like, I don't have FTX Global, I just have Active Sky and Rex. I don't do super long flights. You know, I'm not doing 8-9 hour flights. Uh, even when I get jets like the Airbus family or the 737, I'm not going to be doing 8-9 hour flights. I'll be like the longest that I can dedicate to doing a flight is like 2 real-time hours. So I don't really use more than 4 times time acceleration, and that includes real time in landing and arriving, or arriving, landing, and taking off. So I'm not making these huge, long flights that cause the out of memory errors. I don't know. And no, I don't think that I qualify to get the prepared academic license. If I did, I would just get the academic license, and then, I mean, because that's only $60. It's like a third of the cost of the professional license, which is what I believe I qualify for. Alright, transitioning into the clouds now. Or not, we're just going to skim the top of them, because we're still at 8,000 feet. Wow, these clouds are low then. This is at 8,000 feet, we're just skimming the top of them. We are kind of in the mountains, though. So 8,000 feet might only be like 6,000 feet above ground level. Yeah, look at that. We're pretty low. You can see individual trees. Not in great detail, but you can see individual trees. Alright, 37 miles out. They should be having us drop lower pretty soon. Which I'm not really looking forward to, but you know, it is what it is. Let's pull up that weather radar and see if there's been any updates. Alright, our aircraft is still out here. But yeah, they're getting some pretty serious weather right over the airport now. Hopefully we'll be able to land in a gap. Otherwise, this is gonna suck. It'll be entertaining for you guys, but I might be about to crash a plane. With valuable cargo on board, too. I mean, I could look for an alternate and then just fly a short flight to get the cargo here. Problem is, I don't know any other airports that are around here that are clear. I mean, these all look like they're pretty much in the weather. I mean, we could backtrack to Madison Municipal if we have to up in Indiana. And I mean, that's most of the way, at least. This is where we came from, Toledo. Backtrack to like here, and then when the weather clears up, make the delivery. I'd rather just land if we can. So we're gonna try to land, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, hopefully we'll get a gap in the weather when we actually come down. But it's not really looking likely at this point. Right, 30 miles. How are we on fuel? Oh, we still have plenty of fuel. We've only used approximately a quarter tank to get here. Well, I guess half of one tank, since we have two tanks, and we used a quarter out of each. There it is. This is what separates the men from the boys. As I set the autopilot, which means the autopilot is the man and I'm the boy. Oh, we got another beach coming towards us. We're coming towards our airport. Ooh boy. The ceiling's at 1800, so we're really not going to see much. This is slightly nerve-wracking. Active Sky really does clouds nicely, though. It's one of the best purchases I've made for FSX. Alright, and now prop sync can come off and fuel pumps can come on. Alright. Let's get our, since we're in the clouds, let's just left 180. Alright, we can kind of see the ground now. Are we not descending at 1,000? No, we supposedly are. Back to 215. I'm looking over at my other monitor to my CPU usage, and it's at like 90%. I definitely need to upgrade my motherboard and CPU, which I should probably do before I buy Prepared, but I'm still using an Ivy Bridge processor, which is like 5 generations old. Alright, we're still greater than 2,500 feet above the ground. So So it must not be as mountainous here as I had anticipated. Ooh, we're getting close. 15 miles. Descend a little faster. Left for 210. Oh, he's going to tell me to maintain 2,200 until established, isn't he? And that's basically not going to work. $12 miles. Alright, we're going to put out our first notch of flaps. Yep, sounds like Beach 525 is also coming to Louisville. It sounds like they're coming from the south. So I wonder who's going to get in line for landing first. Probably us, because he just got his descend and maintain 2,200 instruction. I wonder if it's a King Air or a Baron that's following us. Oh boy. Alright, we are actually going to drop, though. We need to get lower. I really need an ILS runway here. But the game's not going to give me one, so we'll just make do with what we have. Maintaining 2,200 is not an option. I'm going to let the autopilot line me up with the runway until I can actually see the runway, and then I'll take over from there. Alright, so we are able to drop our landing gear now. We're in safe speeds. Alright, are you gonna capture there? Are we turning? I can't tell if we're turning. There we go. Yeah, we're turning. Let's descend a little more. It's a 500 AGL. Alright, where's my 500 warning? Don't tell me I didn't start the flight. No, I definitely started the flight. Normally it goes 500 from when air hauler is connected and you get to 500 AGL. Which we're at, or no, we're still slightly above. This is probably a mistake, trying to land in this weather. But we're gonna try it anyway. Is that the runway up ahead? Nope, I don't see it. But we're cleared on a runway that we can't see. Our GPS approach says we're right on the money, which it should be because we let the autopilot do it. I was hoping to see some happy lights cutting through the fog at this point. No such luck. Oh, is that an airport that I see? It is. Oh, I can see the runway. Just barely. Alright, time to take over manually. Drop our last notch of flaps. And we don't have any happy lights at all on this runway. Fantastic. You know, they really shouldn't use this runway in poor weather. Even if you have to deal with a crosswind, it'd be better to be on an ILS approach than a GPS visual approach. But the ATC in FSX is stupid. And shockingly, the ATC in X-Plane is even stupider. Alright, we got plenty of runway. No need to slam it down. Plenty of runway. Wasn't bad. But why does it seem like it's not tracking my flight? Oh, sorry, Beach 525. Flaps up. Alright, let's see where they want us. Oh boy, I really don't want to have to fly all that again. I'm really hoping that somehow Air Hauler has tracked my flight. It's not acting like it's tracking, though. It didn't give me a rating for my landing. It didn't give me any... what's it called? I can't even think of the term for the voice that goes, not 500. Was it EF? No, it's not EFIS, is it? What is it? RAS, that's it. No, RAS is some... Never mind. You know what I'm talking about. I'm a little flustered right now. Alright, parking brake. Nav and taxi light off. Dump pressure. Go off. These can go closed. And shut down the engines. Oh, please, speed tracking. It says we were connected, but it... What the heck is this? It didn't actually... It says connected, but it didn't actually connect. It still thinks we're up in Metcalf. You have got to be kidding me. What the heck is that? I am so mad right now. Like, active sky tracked. Flight time 0. Are you kidding me? You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Ugh. See, it still says we're at KTDZ. Why? Okay, now it's got us marked in Louisville. But it says we're still at KTDZ. See, it has us marked here at Louisville. But we go here and it says we're at KTDZ. What if we do that? It had us marked here in Louisville. It still says we're here. Very frustrating. Alright guys, well I'm going to refly that. I'm not going to re-record it because I think that was a great flight. Otherwise, this is what I get for using an early access product that has stopped being developed. Oh hey look, our beach friend managed to land apparently. Alright. Well guys, hopefully next time our next flight won't be totally in vain. So until then, I've been A Shadowbox. Thank you for joining me, and have a good one.